If you've ever been curious about this Caterpillar generator, well, stick around for this short video as we take this thing outside and get it fired up, and we'll do some testing on it like normal as far as sound checks and load checks. We'll also take a look at the engine as far as servicing it, and also take a look at, well, where did this thing come from and, well, who actually makes it. I picked this generator up locally, so that's why I was intrigued to get it, just to kind of see. I always wanted to know who made this thing and basically how well does it do. So as far as the specs go, it's got 3,200 running watts with 4,000 starting, 26.7 amps and just a little over a 2-gallon tank, 105 pounds, is ready to run basically with a little bit of fuel, and 51 dB is our claimed sound level. When I picked up this generator, it was slightly damaged and missing the toolkit and also the doors you can see here in the picture, and along with this wheel, which was slightly bent, along with the exhaust access door that's on the back. And this generator does come with a nice pop-out handle, but the two handles that are on the top, I kind of wish they were turned the other way just to make it easier to move. And as we take a look at the generator faceplate, you can see this one does come with a charging port. And it is actually provided with this generator. You just plug that guy in like so, and when that light turns green, your battery is charged and ready to go, which will greatly extend the life of your battery. So it is a nice feature on this generator. And right next to the charging port is the reset button if you happen to draw too much power. Then you will see it does provide you some parallel ports, so you can double up the generator and get twice as much power. And below that, you'll see under here is a L530R plug. This is basically your 30 amp plug that you can hook up an adapter like this. I'll put a link in the description if you happen to need one, but this guy here allows you to put in like a 30 amp service travel trailer. Next to that guy, you will see that this GFI terminal is pretty common like inside your house, and now they've moved it out to the generators, which is kind of nice for added protection. And you can see that big green start button there that when you move it over to the automatic choke, just put it to that green slot right there. And before you start it up, if you want to take a look at your LCD display, it will pop up for you automatically, and you can see how much estimated time you have left according to how much fuel you have. It'll also show you how much hours or time is on your generator, along with the volts that your battery is currently at. And if you put this guy into that automatic choke position, well, it just easily fires up with that big old green button. And just above that, you have your economy switch and your standard run position. Above that, you'll see a reset button for your DC circuits. That's a 12-volt charger, and you have a couple USB ports with a weather-protected cap, which mine is actually broken. But those are those cables. If you want to charge up a battery, you just plug it into there, and away you go. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pop off the side panel here. This allows us to get access to the inside of the engine. And so basically, we're looking at a 212cc engine. This is a common engine used on a lot of different generators out there, so if you take a look, spark plug right up there, easy to get to, along with this nice air box. And this guy does come with a lithium battery, so it is kind of nice that some of these generators do come with those. And this particular carburetor is pretty standard, seen those in a lot of generators as well. And so now what we're going to do is we're also going to take a look inside your oil access door by just taking a screwdriver, maybe a quarter. One thing I would like to see is just a slight pull tab, but if you put the screwdriver in there and pry out, pops right off. This allows you to get access to your oil if you need to fill it or check it, but if you do want to change it, you're going to have to pop the side panel off just like this. And with the cord there, you just kind of flip it up out of the way, and there you go. So now you can see inside the whole engine from both sides, and basically you can see a big Caterpillar sticker there. Well, that's not actually who makes it. Who makes it is Ratto Engineering, and those guys actually make a lot of generator engines, and they're all over the place. But so if you want to service this and do an oil change, you just pop that bolt out, let the oil drain through the hole. Not particularly a fan of that, would probably add a hose, but overall this generator looks like it's made pretty good. The quality of the frame and everything else, a lot of insulation, so overall it seems to be a nice unit to me. And again, with the unit running, you can see it does provide you a little bit more information, even a couple of handy lights up top, but you can see what your fuel is again, and also what your voltage is for your battery, and basically how many hertz, and also the volts up top. So we're going to start off by doing the sound checks, and so I'm going to go to my front yard here, that way I don't have any walls or anything kind of impeding the sound and kind of giving us some of that sound reflection. And so we start off basically by doing the sound check with the exhaust towards us and with the eco off. So this is going to be where the generator is running a little higher. You can see it's at about 60 decibels. And the reason I'm having the exhaust towards us is that, let's say you're the one who's walking by the generator, and if somebody happens to have a really loud generator, you can kind of give them the evil eye, or whatever it is you want to do. But or if you see one that's really quiet, you can kind of be, oh, hey, what generator is that? But so with the eco on, you can see about 57.5 dB, kind of what we're looking at. And now with the generator away from us, you can see we're kind of running around those mid-50s. And overall, I did notice this generator, when you are standing to the side of it, or the front. Overall, it's actually a pretty quiet generator. I'd say it's almost kind of in line with the Predator. That's one of the quietest ones out there that's not a Honda or a Yamaha. So just overall, I was pretty surprised at how quiet this particular generator was. And so now with the eco mode on and the exhaust away from us, we're definitely in some good sound levels here. And if I was doing this in my backyard, it would be a good probably 2 decibels higher. I've done a couple generator tests now back there, and it does run just a little bit higher, but not a lot to really change the dynamic of it. So we're going to go ahead and get our load test going. And I'm going to use my travel trailer, which is a 30M service trailer. And the only thing on right now is if you're looking at the meter that I have live there, you'll see that right now I have my converter on, and that's what's basically charging the batteries. But I don't have any lights on or anything like that, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on a whole bunch here in a second. You'll see the converter kind of come up. It'll ramp up a little bit. And you see the meter there, so I kind of gave it a couple seconds to ramp up all the way. And now what we're going to do is we're going to turn on our AC unit. And the fan will come on first, and I have it on high, and I have a 15K unit, so it's a little bit bigger than some of the other ones out there. And you can see up there the unit's just in the middle, and the fan's on high, and you will see the compressor kick on here in a second. Watch the meter, there it goes. And you can see my battery meter there. I need to recalibrate that. I was messing around with it, and I play with that thing a lot because I'm always doing something. But so this thing's now pumping good cold air. If we take a look at the meter, we're using about half of our usable amperage, and the voltage looks great. I'm running about almost 1800 watts. Generator sounds good. It's actually pretty quiet. Still pretty impressed with that. So this little heater here, I love to use that as far as doing my test because it provides only 3 amps of draw after it kind of warms up, and that thing's a great little heater if you need one in your trailer. I highly recommend them. That one there is made by Brighttown, so I'll put a link in the description. Brighttown, you can see there, but I'll put a link down there if you guys want to check those out. So we'll go over here. We're going to turn on this microwave real quick. So that guy there is at 0. We'll hit the 6-minute button. Now you see the generator, you can see the meter there kind of pumping up. And another thing I did notice about the generator as well is that when I put a load on it like this, and I did this a couple times, is that the voltage actually stays nice and high, and it doesn't do a big drop down. The generator handles the switchovers on loads really well. It doesn't drop very much. I mean, it is a little bit of a bigger generator as far as the voltage is concerned, but overall this thing's pretty darn quiet. We'll go over here and do another sound tracker real quick. And so now with it basically a full load, because remember we had 26.7 amps, so that's basically a full load. And when I do my sound checks back here for mainly all these generators, this is about where they all run. They're around 73.5 to about 75, whether it was the Predator, a Champion, or the small Hondas or small Predators. They're all running about these 70s when they're fully loaded. So it's right in the ballpark of where it should be in my backyard. If it was outside, out front, you could probably drop off another decibel or 2, but overall it's a quiet generator. So surprised it's not more popular. I think the thing that makes it unpopular is that it's a little bit higher in price. So we're going to use this heater real quick, and we're going to see what kind of load we can get out of this guy. And so we'll turn that on. That's another 700 watts right there roughly, and you can see the meter. The generator is on overload now, probably going to shut off here in 10 seconds or so, we'll see. And it's running about 31 amps, and well, there it goes. So shut off with the AC unit going, and the microwave is going, also the heater was going. But overall it's a good generator. If you happen to find one at a good price, you can check out Generator Bible. They sometimes carry them in a few other places. But I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to leave some comments down below. Tell me what you guys think.